shortly. But first, let me take you through Tina Brown's reporting. She writes, "At last, Princess Angela. This is clearly taking a toll on William, who thought that he had finally moved away from all of this psychodrama. With Prince Harry, his brother had made his decision. He was going to be exiled, and for political reasons and everything. Anyway, and I know he's going through a lot, but seriously, if he still goes ahead with this meeting, Dina, I really think he needs his head read. Absolutely. If the Sussexes just got a wake-up call. William's power play changes everything, and there's no going back. Everyone thought, oh well, William thought that everyone was with him, and all of a sudden it's flipped on its head. And so I want to take you through this reporting from Charlotte Griffiths, who, behind the walls of Buckingham Palace, something has shifted, something so sharp and deliberate it's got even the stiffest quarters on edge. For years, William kept his mouth shut, but silence doesn't last forever, and William's silence wasn't weakness. It was planning, contempt that they are just exiled from the conversation, a non-person. And William was comfortable in this zone. But what's happened now is, of course, Harry's back in the country. Harry's seeing his father aides. If you thought William's move was just about making a statement, think again. This wasn't some emotional outburst. This was a plan, quietly built, perfectly timed, and designed to leave Harry and Meghan with no way back. Palace insiders are calling it William's three-step strategy. And once you hear it, you'll understand why the Sussexes are panicking. He's very much pro-Harry now. And this is the headline from the Mail's reporting. If you mention him, he'll throw you out of the room. While William is more determined than ever to cut Harry out of his life, as Charlotte Griffith reveals how he's been driven to rage by his one-strip titles, privileges, little royal perks that keep Harry and Meghan marketable in Hollywood gone. William knows the titles are their golden ticket. Without Duke and Duchess, they're not royals. They're just another celebrity couple in California trying to stay relevant in a world that moves fast and forgets faster. Having to have discussions with William about their events clashing, which has happened all of this week. And of course, you know, William is furious. He's in no mood to repair relations with his brother. To freeze. No invites, no roles, no charity engagements with the royal stamp. William is cutting off every connection that could keep them tethered to the crown. You can't play the royal card if the royals won't let you in the room. Yeah, he would throw somebody out of the room if they messed with his name. I mean, Brady, quite a lot for you to pick up on there, but it isn't a surprise to me at all, as I have been very. And finally, step 3, erase. This is the ruthless part. William wants to scrub Harry and Meghan from the royal narrative, future history books, official portraits, public F-facing projects gone. When the monarchy tells its story, the Sussex chapter will be reduced to a cautionary tale. Nothing more. Cold, absolutely, but effective. Without question. Turn plan. And she writes, Prince William has doubled down on his resolve to cut Prince Harry out of his life in the wake of his brother's Clarence House reprimand with the king. It's been exactly a year. Here's what makes it even more shocking. This isn't William acting on impulse. This has been brewing for years. Every interview, every Netflix deal, every tabloid headline was another piece of evidence, another reason to push forward. By the time Harry dropped Spare, William already had this playbook sitting in his back pocket. He was just waiting for the right moment. In my reporting, William believes that Harry should be treated as a royal exile. He should never return. And so, yeah, I guess that does mean he is a non-person. And of course and let's be honest, timing is everything. Harry and Meghan aren't riding the same wave they were a few years ago. Their deals are shaky. The public mood has shifted, and their once sympathetic narrative feels stale. William's strategy lands at the exact moment when the couple can't afford another blow. Witches in the media say, oh, William is the one who's so horrible. But sometimes, Brittany, there are consequences to act. So what looks like one decisive move is really 3 deadly steps. Strip, freeze, erase. It's not just a plan. It's an execution. And if Palace whispers are right, Harry and Meghan are only just realizing how cornered they've become. Strategy has come to fruition with his father. He is no longer closer to contact with his brother. Indeed, Harry's success in the UK last week means the future king is burning with a renewed determination to understand how things unraveled. You have to rewind to the day that was supposed to be the beginning of a fairy tale, Harry and Meghan's wedding. The world saw the glamour, the star-studded guest list, and the dazzling spectacle. At St. George's Chapel, millions tuned in to watch what looked like a modern royal love story. But while the public swooned, William noticed something that made his blood run cold. Very clear that he would lose William if he crossed those red lines. And of course he did. But what do you make of this new reporting about how William is actually feeling? It wasn't the Hollywood guests or even the gospel choir. It was one small detail, almost invisible to outsiders, but glaring to the royals. As Harry and Meghan walked past the Queen, there was no bow, no curtsy, no acknowledgement of the monarch sitting right there in the chapel. To me, it makes a lot of sense, Dan, because at this point, Harry is no longer part of the monarchy. He no longer has really or should have. For most viewers, it probably slipped by. For William, it was a flashing red light. Protocol isn't optional in the royal family. It's the glue that holds centuries of tradition together. Every royal bride before Meghan, from Diana to Kate, had followed it. Respect the monarch. Honor the crown. Keep the traditions alive. Meghan skipped it. Harry let it happen. That's what you should be doing. Here's the well-placed insider telling telegraphers, William is back at the point where if you mention Prince Harry in his presence, he would throw you out of the room. He is doubling down. She writes to William, that wasn't just a breach of etiquette. It was a message, a bold, unspoken declaration that Meghan wasn't here to fit into the monarchy. She was here to change it. And Harry, he seemed happy to play allegations. And so for William, the focus is on his family, his future role, and the monarchy itself. And Harry is just sort of an annoyance. And it's something where it's best if you don't talk about. People inside the palace whisper that. William never forgot that moment. For him, the wedding snub was the first crack in the foundation. It wasn't a mistake. It wasn't nerves. It was defiance played out on the biggest stage the royals had seen in years. In reference to what we've just discussed, about a Tina Brown that a Harry's reprom strategy may have caught the glamour, but behind the smiles, William's mind was already racing if Meghan could brush aside something so sacred on her wedding day. What else was she willing to disregard? How far would she and Harry push the boundaries, and more importantly, could the monarchy survive it? His future role